Continuity is everything from eye lines to, things like, was the mug in this hand or was it in that hand? Were the glasses, did I take them off on this line or did I put them on, 3 sentences later?
And that makes a huge difference when you're with editing. Hi, and welcome to Kelly, where we talk about life, your life and my life. And through Kelly, we hope to inspire. I have M Cantley on the show today, and she is a script supervisor. She's worked on shows. You're in your 3rd season of Greenleaf. Was it 3rd?
We finished our 3rd season. Now we're starting our 4th in January.
Awesome. So let's talk about what a script supervisor does.
Everyone knows us for continuity, but we also take detailed notes for editorial, for the director to be able to cut the episode, for the actors to know their lines. If an actor forgets their line, they can say, hey, forgot something, or we give them the line. If they forget, hey, what hand was I holding the mug in? We give them information like that.
And that's so important because the director's so busy with other details a lot of times and having that person. And then also, like, if something doesn't, if something is not, like when we did our feature film a year ago, and obviously we did it with our studio, but sometimes we would get the actor to do something that was contradictory of the script, and then the script supervisor would be like, hey, we can't do that because this will affect this. Is that part of it?
It's part of story, yeah.
Right.
So if you change a line in scene 1 that'll affect something in scene 7, you either have to change both or change something in between to make it fit. Right. Because otherwise it won't work.
So you have to be so good with details.
Yeah. So essentially I need to have the entire thing in my head. So I work together with the script coordinator, the writers, the whole team to make it work.
Okay.
For just situations like that, because I have to flag something and say, hey, this person, this character doing this will affect this. It'll trickle down, be a snowball, and all that craziness. Right. So it's part of my job.
So how did you get into this?
It's kind of a long story. My very first film project ever, I was a set dresser. Okay. And it was a little short film down in Savannah, a little artsy project. It was fun. And then from there, I ended up as a talent assistant and an AD because the project didn't have one. And they're like, hey, you're very detail oriented. Imagine that. And so it's a very long process. I ended up as a line producer at one point, decided that was way too stressful. I think line producing was actually more stressful than ADing. Because as a line producer, you're in charge of everything, the budget, the numbers, the people. I was like, nah. So after I left that, I ended up looking for something else to do. I wanted to stay in the industry, but wasn't sure what to do. And then a friend of mine was a script supervisor. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Numbers, papers, details, scripts. Yeah.
And you enjoy reading? I
do. My actual college degree is in comparative literature.
Okay, so perfect.
My family was, terrified that I wasn't going to find a job. I'm like, So, but yeah, I started script supervising on little short films, student projects, indies, and eventually I had a project that flipped, which means it went from non-union to union, and that's how I got into the one, which for script supervisors is the local 161, IATSE, International Association of Stage and Theatrical Employees, local 161. They're out of New York, but they cover 23 states on the East Coast. Okay. So, and that was really a blessing for me because by the point that I joined the union, I had, 7 years of experience built up. Right. And so they looked at my resume like, okay, yeah, we're good.
Right. So, yeah. And that's the reason that experience is so important. People don't want to work for free and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that. But that's how you get the experience to be where you. So let's talk about Greenleaf. How did you get that job?
It was kind of random, actually. I had been in the union about a year, and I saw an ad for this production at the time. I didn't know what it was, looking for a script supervisor. So I sent in my resume. I got a week or so went by. I heard back, and they asked me to come in for an interview. I was like, I'm getting an interview on an actual show,
a real show,
and so I was like, okay, don't screw this up. do screw this up. So I put all my stuff together because at the time I was still pen and paper. So we'll circle back to that in a minute. So I went in, talked to the executive producer and one of his assistants. And it was like this really crazy moment where we just kind of clicked. And they gave me a chance. They hired me for this project. And
were you so nervous?
I was terrified. I was so terrified that I was going to mess it up. But they were great, so nice. And that was, several seasons ago. It's really amazing when you find the right people, the right project, the right everything. It really works out.
What do you love the most about it?
The people. The people are amazing to work with. It's a great show, a great project, but on any particular project, the people are what make it.
Right.
I mean, it could be it's always the people. I mean, the scripts can be great or bad or whatever, but the people, what make it the best.
Enjoying what you're.
Well, yeah,
and with a team that's enjoying it.
Well, yeah, it helps if you love what you do, which I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's so cool. So, let's talk about a couple words. You were going to talk about pen and paper.
Right. Script supervisors generally work in several different ways. There's pen and paper, which literally is, pen and paper, taking notes. I'm now digital, which means that I work with an iPad and an Apple Pencil taking notes. Other script supervisors work with a laptop or a Mac, taking notes and everything like that. So none of it's better than the other. It's just different ways of doing it. There's also different programs to use. Like there's Peter Scarrett templates, he's a creator, which is what I use. There's another program called Script-E, Script-E, that other people create their own templates out of Adobe or Acrobat or Excel. I mean, there's all kinds of different formats. So again,
was that a learning curve moving from one to another, or pretty?
It can be. But I know people who have been in the industry for 35 years who are still pen and paper.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. All of it works as long as you can, it's neat, legible, and can be sent off to the editors. The editors do not care as long as they can read your notes and they can use them.
Right.
Well, I will say that the editors do care, but they just want to be able to have the notes so that they can do their job.
Right.
I mean, as long as everybody can do their job and everyone does their job well, because that's what matters.
Right. Right.
So.
So the other word that I want to mention, which most of you know, but some people don't know, the word continuity.
Continuity. Now that's a big one because continuity is everything from eye lines to, things like, was the mug in this hand or was it in that hand? Were the glasses, did I take them off on this line or did I put them on, 3 sentences later?
And that makes a huge difference when you're with editing. Well,
yeah, because eye lines are, which is like which direction of the camera was I facing camera left or camera right or so it's all these different and then it just sorry I lost my train of thought.
No, so your state of focus during that you have to watch everything the actor does and you take notes on it.
Well, yeah, because all the notes go together to cut the finished product. So. If I don't have notes on, eyeline, blocking, wardrobe issues, let's say an actor flubbed a line in one take and set it clean in take 2, the director would want to use take 2.
Right.
And then if there were any ad-libs, if there were ad-libs in take 1 but not take 3, do they want to use the ad-lib? Do they want to? So there's all different, things that work together. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, what's the future?
I'm doing Greenleaf, and for the future. I've got other projects that I can't talk about right yet because I'm not.
Well, when you can talk about them, we'll have you back on. Okay.
But I continue to work at wherever I work, and just continue doing that.
Well, you're such a delightful person. I've known you for a while, and you're always given. You helped us a lot with Kids Connect, and so thank you for being a gift. And there's some candy to remind you that you are a gift. I think it's very important as we grow through this industry that we continually give back to those coming up into the market. What's some advice you would give to someone wanting to get into this profession?
Into the profession or into script supervising?
We'll say script supervising since you have a set skill.
There's networking. I mean, meeting people is always key. And, search out information, whether it's from, meeting someone that you want to learn from or, reading. There's plenty of books out there that, give you information. But definitely find someone that you want to learn from.
Get a mentor.
Right, a mentor. Because I train people. Because there isn't a formal training for script supervisors in Georgia.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn, you've either got to, learn from someone or go to somewhere else to learn. So as far as script supervisors go, a mentor, read, and practice.
Okay.
And that means short films, student films, indies, and yeah.
Okay, so if people want to follow you, what's the best place to follow you?
I have a personal page on Facebook, and I'm on LinkedIn, and I don't have a professional page or anything like that.
Okay.
But you can see what I've been up to on IMDb. So.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing with us. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and Karen or I will answer them for you. We hope this segment inspired and educated you.